The vast hall stretched out enormously, its dark walls seeming to swallow the subtlest source of light and unwanted noise. A somber aroma that matched the mood of the emptiness inside. The windows themselves are like slices of pale black, casting anemic beams of light onto the grey carpet. The furniture, unpolished, in a deep muted green leather, where two solid physiques are sitting calmly out of granite and satisfaction, like two slabs of beef that had been pumped up to impossible proportions as their muscles bulged beneath their suits. Sense of coiled power waiting to be unleashed. Legs stretched out before them like two giant longing in their throne chamber, while two glasses they held in beefy unwin hands, making them seem like two tiny beacons of browny brightness in the atmosphere. The liquid itself glowing like pool of watery rubies as they raised the glasses to pale lips. Their gazes remained settled on some point far off, and then, as if summoned by their unyielding stares, two fairy emerges from the shadows like icy dolls with wide frightened eyes that are frozen in a permanent state of terror, with faltering steps being drawn against their will in forbidding vortex. By witnessing the faces of both cruel beasts, carved out of rough stone along the kind of cold orbs that seems to strip them bare and weigh their worth in a single glance, inverse their dismal lips, seeming to curl into a sneer even when they are not grinning but staring darkly with unspoken sentiments. Boring their penetrating stares in the cardiacs of lures, who are engulfed in silk attires. The silly hair are lightly tied back in elegant buns, revealing fair curves of their necks and the subtle contours of faces. Both walk towards the captors, casting long lashes downward with glossy, trembling eyelids. Their fingers fidgeting nervously while stepping ahead, decreasing the distance between them and two brothers with shallow breaths under unblinking beholds of ruthless brothers, expressions etched without any mercy, but only dreadness, narrowing the orbs as they watches the approach of pillars. Soon Azure and Airy pause, shrinking back, their hearts beating with apprehension, their delicate frames shivering with cold of powerful intensity, cherry-like lips parted slightly, exhaling a low signs of anxiety in a faint tremulous breath, searching for some mercy or compassion inside ominous orbs. Soon as the sound, a liquid glugging against the sides of the glasses, seems to echo through the hall. As they finish their drinks, the mafias places empty glasses on the marble table with click sounds before them. Fiery forms flinch at the sudden loud sound after long ghostly silence, pounded heavily. You summoned both of us here. Her fingers curled into a small fist, turning her knuckles further reddened from the tremulous of her frame. Is there something we are supposed to do? Her lids trembled before veiling them under the fragile veil before again opening. Their voices were like whispers, almost imperceptible, a faint, wordless murmur that seemed to emanate from the very depth of the luring wings, like gentle, comforting sound, like the soft lapping of waves against a sandy shore or the dark Gothic spires and turrets seeming to sink back into the shadows, their ominous presence diminished by the soothing sounds. The silence remained still for a moment until the regal subtly note a slight inclination of their heads to a word of meaning, parting their dark sealed pairs to speak. That's exceptionally gratifying to witness you standing here swiftly in response to the summon is a testament to your dedication and obedience. There's something we are conceived in this territory, and you are the sole beneficiary. Behold a creation unlike any other within these domain. The predominant males rose from the sleek seats, towering their tall shadow over the pristine forms of incanting gesturing for them to move along the gestures with a subtle note, a merest flick to the stoic wrist beneath the expensive watches. Allure's shoulders swirling freely as Lures moved forward. Assertive men walk alongside them, framing their slim beings with Their jagged profiles like spectres, murky orbs are gleaming with cruel light like triumph or domination that emanate from their very roughened pores. With each steady step, shades deepening and twisting into grotesque shapes. Continuing to gaze on luxury corridor ahead as they led the girls deeper into the heart of mansion. The corridor is dimly lit. The only sound is the soft hum of fluorescent lights overhead. Two guards stood at attention, flanking a tall iron gate that stretched across like a skeleton wall. Soon a low, gravelly voice echoed through the area as the guard reached out, grasping the handles of the gate open. The mafias stood with cold, malevolent light as they gestured the petite beings to pass through the air. Regal's faces hiding in the darkness of dim lamps, but still their essence filled the vast space. As the gate cracked open, it revealed a breathtaking sight, far from the brutal secret of mansions. Revealing a vast center area, the mansion's basement, open space that seemed to stretch up to the sky. The thick, intricate walls above the floor rose up to all sides, forming a square perimeter around the open center area itself, a marvel of architecture. Ceiling disappeared into the darkness above, giving the impression of being open to this that sky. And indeed, as the eye traveled upwards, it became clear that the center area is actually an enormous courtyard. The overall beauty is entrancing. The center area seems to be a place where the boundaries between indoors and outdoors were blurred. Like the majesty of the natural world, was brought inside and merged with the opulence of mansion, as azure and airy along the vigors descends into the space, lacy eyes of younger's room all over sight, teeming with vibrant exotic flowers that had been plucked from the remote corners of the globe. Nearby, a cluster of desert roses from the arid landscape of North Africa burst forth with electric blooms, their slender peppery petals shimmering like iridescent jewels in the soft diffused light. Gentle hum of colorful butterflies flitting from bloom to bloom, sipping nectar and spreading pollen. Inwards, the brothers stood amidst the basement oasis with passionate orbs behind the veil of ruthlessness. Buttes faces still wore veils of agony, minds consumed by the cruel fate that had been bestowed upon them, turning their vulnerable eyes towards the unnerving silhouette of mafias. Searching for the answer to the question that haunts them. But how could these brothers be so heartless as to cage them like birds in a gilded cage? Why had they created this dreamy, idyllic atmosphere for them to inhabit only to trap them within its wall under the supplious view of the open sky? From this moment on, this sanctuary will be your refuge where you will surrender on every question you feel the way of any suffocation next time. It would be prudent to remember that crossing walls without explicit words will be considered act of defiance and will be dealt accordingly. Glossy sheen that had been present earlier in once glorious eyes of Fragiles now gives way to a subtle blinking, struggling to hold back tears that are threatening to spill over at any moment. The eyelids fluttering close, and for a brief moment, instantly, their lashes seeming to kiss the tops of their cheeks.
Another onyx night unfurled vast door of the mansion adorned with heavy iron hinges creaked open, its movement almost imperceptible. The sound of unlocking mechanism was eerily muted, as if the door itself was intentionally stifling any noise that might betray its opening. The grand wooden panels, polished to a dark sheen, seemed to absorb the sound of unlocking click of the latch, and the gentle groan of hinges were the only hints that the door was swinging open. As the door opened, a silvery light from within the mansion spilled out into the horizon, casting glow on the dense surroundings. Doors soundless opening seemed to be a deliberate act, a calculated move to hide the comings of the facade. A towering figure emerged, imposing appearance of Marcus filled the threshold. This emergence illuminated the true mastermind behind opening of the gate. His face a map of sharp angles and deep determination. Tailored court billowed behind him, its sea seems to absorb moonlight, features demonstrating his plan to save the daughters of his long asleep boss. Marcus' sharp eyes narrowed as they scanned the horizon, his gaze sweeping across the darkened landscape as if searching for slightest hint of movement or presence. The stretched out horizon before him was a land of nothingness until he viewed the main entrance of the dark mansion. The gate was a sturdy structure of iron and stone, while before the gate a moderate cluster of attentive guards, their muscled backs turned as they faced outwards along the heavy
The
catalysts in
darkness
their
of
hold.
tonight seemed to hold a promise of liberation, for in this moment the Mafia brothers, those ruthless masters of the mansion, were absent. Their menacing presence temporarily lifted. They had left the mansion bound for unknown destination, leaving behind a fragile sense of calm and hope for their wives. The reason for the reduced guard presence was simple, as tonight Marcus held the main duty of shielding, and he planned everything in a way that the mansion's defenses were at their weakest tonight. Usual layers of security enforced by the mafias were temporarily stripped away, leaving perfect opportunity for escape. Marcus gazed up to the mansion's facade, and then, with a subtle movement, he raised his strengthful hand. His extended fingers made a silent gesture. Slight wave of his hand was a signal, a polite urging for those females who were watching him from inside. Their slender forms are behind the door, hidden from the view. He gestured the ladies to step outside. A long, soft rustle of fabric. The ethereal beings began to move, their footsteps light and cautious. When they made their way towards the entrance, they paused quietly for a brief moment, their sunless eyes locked on Marcus' posture, seeking for reassurance that it was safe to emerge. Marcus' orbs met theirs. He provided a mere nod, and the graceful ladies took a breathly inhale, steeling themselves for the unknown dangers that lay ahead. With a tender whisper of sound, the delegates slipped out of the mansion, their diligent bodies merging forward, their breaths shaky with anticipation and fear. A sense of tension simmered like the quiet before a storm. The captivating sisters moved with quietude, their petite forms glided across the manicured lawn, following the tall physique. Their curvy feet made barely a sound on the dew-kissed grass. For a moment they stood beneath the tree to conceal their presence. For a moment they stood beneath the shade of dense tree to conceal their presence. They held beating of their cardiacs only to attentively devour the instructions Marcus will give them. The thin and curvy brows of divine females, once angled subtly with grace, are now converged in a deep anxious crease, illustrating tension. Leave the rest to me. I will create a diversion and will make the guards at gate distracted. You will seize opportunity and make a break for freedom. A vehicle will be waiting approximately 100 yards down the road. Get in and you will be escorted to a safe location. I will make sure that nothing harmful comes in your path. The man with ebony black hairs completed his words and briefly produced a respectful bow, remembering the grants their late father made for him. Lumine beings too lowered their heads as a gesture of gratitude. Their inviting and rosin lips imparted on the words to utter some words that would show that they are pleased. We are eternally indebted to you. Alongside, we are utterly unable to express our thanks in a manner that sufficiently conveys the depth of our gratitude. Your help become the beacon of hope in our darkest hour. We solemnly promise to return the favor soon, to find a way to repay the debt we owe you. I also owe a debt of honor to your deceased father, one that I can never fully repay, but I am committed to try. Consider this moderate help as an attempt to
reciprocate the trust he placed in me. He don't have further time to say gratitude. I will leave to fulfill my responsibility of saving you and you will escape. The massive gate of entrance slowly creaked. A sense of horror settled over the landscape, consuming delicate sisters who had only begun to taste sweetness of freedom. Their joy and frightened eyes darted towards Marcus after seeking a glance at the sudden emergence of black vehicles and inside boundaries of mansion. Marcus' gaze that once held reassurance of their safety now holds terror, seeing hopelessness in their savior's eyes, fragile hearts of allurings, shattered, barely throbbing against their fiery chest. The atmosphere once lifted now sank back into an oppressive veil of dread. Darkness once again devoured dainty souls. Sleek precision of black Maybachs emerged dominantly. The crisp of ground clung to the lethal tires, making a low frequency of sound. The vehicle's black paint appeared to absorb the surrounding colors, leaving only an eerie haze in its wake. La- Last car in the procession entered inside, and the gate creaked shut behind it. The row of sleek four-wheelers come to a synchronized halt, their engine roar idled. Two formidable men clad in dark suits merged towards the leading luxury car. The two males reached the Maybach and grasped the handles with their formidable hand, and the doors of both sides opened, revealing the luxurious interior. Mafia brothers settled inside, clad in their black tailored suits, came inside. They stepped out of the vehicle with authority, their features set in stern visage, rough pairs fixed in a straight line. Their onyx orbs surveyed the surroundings, and at last they rested on the spellbinding and slender forms of their beloved ones. The Mafia strode deliberately, their giant physiques clad in tailored suits seemed to repel with menace. Lures shrank back in fear. The brutal males were chiseled from granite. Their behold seemed to bore into the diligent souls, striking fear into the very hearts. Their emergence was a death knell, tolling the end of hope. The Malvados halted on a brief distance from the ladies who were consumed by terror. Their eyes fell sunken and faces turned pale. Their slim fingers are quivering as if they are seeking for mercy. In the men who are known for brutality, lumines are named from the hatred that had deep seated in the cruel males for betrayers. Marcus stood before delegates, concealing them from harm, remembering the vow of loyalty he accepted for the father of vulnerable sisters. His straight posture, a formidable barrier between the fiery beings and the evil males. Their delightful females raised their brimming eyes at the Marcus' head hung low, his gaze cast downward in a mixture of shame and resolve. He knew that he had betrayed the Mafia brothers, but as he thought of the daughters of his deceased boss, he could not bring himself to abandon them to the mercy of Malvados, who are only a demonstration of ruthlessness and cruelty. The realization that he would pay a heavy amount for betrayal, despite he is willing to do whatever it took to keep Divine safe. Stern visage of Regals remained calm, a mark of domain. However, a hint of disappointment flickered as they beheld Marcus and felt dismay. They had trusted him implicitly, yet he had betrayed the trust. You have slithered your way into our trust. You have made a grave mistake, Marcus. You have revealed your true nature, a deceitful and backstabbing snake. Marcus, your attempt of disloyalty will have consequences. However, considering your past alliance, we will grant you a more merciful punishment. The oppressive stillness was shattered by deafening report of a short, lifeless body of Marcus fell on the cold surface of earth, his eyes wide open, turned bleached. The color he wore beneath his dark coat get completely damp in the crimson hue of his own mortality, his posture pierced with almost uncountable metal rain.